me, this is a very, very interesting lake. Have y'all been to Caddo Lake? I mean Jefferson. I said Caddo Lake.
Jefferson through Jefferson.
All right, y'all. Jefferson is about 13 miles upstream here. Now, y'all, this river channel right here, all the way up to Jefferson. Now, Jefferson, most towns in Texas are railroad towns. Jefferson is not a railroad town. 1840, somewhere in there, y'all, Jefferson is 100%, along with a handful of other towns in Texas, early Texas history. It's a steamboat town, 100%. Railroads go through there now, but that's not had anything to do with the creation. Now, Jefferson at one time was the second busiest inland port in Texas, and the second in tonnage in persons. It was second only to Galveston. It was extremely important. No railroads, guys. It was all steamboat. So Jefferson was one of the largest towns in Texas at the time. As a matter of fact, it was around 15,000 maximum, no matter what anybody tells you. I know that I've read this actual newspaper. You got it there, 15,000, y'all, that was a huge town. Lots of people were coming and going. A lot of businesses were starting up. Immigrants were flowing in. Jefferson was as far as you could go by water. If you came into the Gulf Coast region, y'all, we had 4 Ellis Islands in the Gulf of Mexico. We had St. Petersburg, Florida, Mobile, Alabama, New Orleans, and we had Galveston. 3 days from Jefferson, all these boats came right up through here to Jefferson. They all say Red River on them. You can see how big the people are in proportion to that boat. That's just a handful of them. The main thing, guys, is in New Orleans and Galveston, those big custom houses, immigrants are pouring in from Europe, all in the Gulf. Y'all, you would think by watching the History Channel, everybody came in at Ellis
It's
Island.
incredible that they came through here.
That's all you ever hear about. The Gulf of Mexico, that's 4, and there were other lesser known points of entry, but those are the main ones. People will chase their ancestry into ports of entry, and they still have documents of when their forebears came over and registered. Now, if you were coming in, immigrant from Europe, you had to come in, and if you had a fever or anything, you were kept on the island, like Galveston, New Orleans down there. You were kept on the island until your fever broke or whatever. Then you were allowed, you were examined by a doctor, and you were allowed to keep it on mainland. They had quite a few
Look at the houses here.
outbreaks. 10 years ago, the yellow fever outbreak in the 1870s. They were concerned about it. But y'all, those are the ports, the largest immigrant group into Texas in the 1800s. Y'all want to take a stab at who that was? The largest? How'd you know? It's a good guess. We're German. Hence the New Braunfels, the Hill Country, and all that down there. So, followed by English, Irish. They're always going to find somebody. Get into Irish, and then we also have a lot of the European countries. We had a lot of Polish, followed Germany with Austria right next door. The old Czech Republic. Any of the older
Hi, Gloria.
Country, Europe was still a caste system where you had to, probably could only do what your parents did, your dad did for a living. They came over here, guys. They came into the Gulf Coast. They came in where that photograph right there is taken of those steamboats. Y'all, that is the foot of Canal Street if you want. In this photograph right here, Jackson Square is down here. That's Jackson Square. That's Canal Street right here. That's Canal Street. The sandy area right there in front of these boats, y'all, that's the bank of the Mississippi, but that's where the levee is. 20-plus foot levee. So right there in front of all that. So that's a real number 2 up here. That's not a stamp on it. That's the BL Lodge number 2. Over boats. Y'all mostly headed down was cotton that was grown out to our west towards Dallas area, even up to McKinney. They grew a real high-grade cotton, and it was very much sought after, especially France and England. They had something called, they would ride a circuit, and they were speculators, cotton speculators from Europe, and they would judge cotton growing in the ground. If they liked it, they would agree on the price. They would give them a little money up front, but they had to get their products in New Orleans, so they got the rest of their money. And the boat, the cotton bales that were stacked all the way up to the Texas deck. That's the deck right below the wheelhouse. They got the rest of their money, guys, and then they came back up the river. They stayed a few weeks in New Orleans and bought things they needed. Then they came right back up and started the process all over again. But it was a high-grade cotton.
Look at the houses. My
Guys,
God, look
all
at the
this property you see over here, now this lake formed itself somewhere in the late 1700s. There's a lot of stuff out here. How it all applies, I don't necessarily know. I wasn't here. But we're prone to have earthquakes. This out here is a fault line that runs, it's a fissure, so to speak, that runs off the Newmadriatic Fault. It comes all the way down from Canada, Missouri, New Madrid, Missouri. The Boot Hill comes through Arkansas and comes all the way down here. I had felt a 3.0 earthquake out here. Our restaurant was up on pilings on a busy Saturday. We felt it.
Wow.
The Caddo Indians made many mentions of this property, the earth shaking and having mud geysers come up, and that's very typical of a fault line. Whether that had anything to do with forming the lake, I don't know. For the most part, this current, all this is headed to the Red River. Late 1700s, a couple hundred years prior to that, there was so much debris with the current stacked up around Morrisport. Y'all, it stacked up so well, it created its own debris dam. So that's essentially when the lake began to form. And guys, where you see houses out here, now this is kind of deep out here, the old fault line. We are not under the authority of the Army Corps of Engineers, nor are we under the authority of a river authority. Somebody to tell you no, no matter what it is. You know, that land out there in the state of Texas owns the water. Because this lake is that old, 1700s lake, that is deeded property, meaning you own it, you own the dirt, you own the trees. You'll pass it down to your grandkids. It's not a lease of any sort. And that's not how most lakes work that are man-made. That's
Hi,
not how
Andre.
they work at all. The taxes are very low. You're only taxed, not resort property taxes like many of the man-made lakes. Out here, you're only taxed as if you had a lot out in the county and you had a house on it. That's it. Not resort, not anything that would jack your taxes up. So it's very sought after. A lot of people live out here, guys. And it's about a third live year round, about a third Airbnbs, a lot of these are Airbnbs through here. And we're kind of deep in the water. The ladder going up behind the American flag. It's about 17 feet deep over there. They love to jump. Summertime, this is swimming, skiing. Probably need advice if you could drag your best friend through the water at high velocity. They do it out here. The rest of the lake, you know, is so crazy shallow because it created itself. Caddo Lake, especially on the Texas half, only averages around 5 feet deep. It's a very, very shallow lake. However, being it is an old, shallow lake, it gives us something that other lakes don't have. You know, y'all probably seen pictures of it, I don't know, and that is pictures of our bald cypress forest that literally grows for miles in the water. It's a massive forest, and that's just on the Texas side. Y'all, that forest, that can only happen, first of all, it's the only tree in our part of the world that can grow in water, and that is our bald cypress tree. But y'all, cypress trees cannot tolerate deep water. Guess what their limit is? About the top limit. 9-10 months out of the year, it's 5 feet or less. This lake averages a big part of it around 5 feet deep. So it is a shallow lake. It can handle flooding for a month or two. So this massive fall cypress forest that we've got, beautiful, it's all turning fall color. Could only take place in a lake that is so stupendously shallow, but it's natural. And I hope I get a chance to at least introduce everybody to Caddo Lake, because really you don't need me. This is your state of Texas. Come and enjoy this. And there's unbelievable, beautiful parts of this lake. Whether you kayak, you know, kayak, okay. It's fantastic for that. Have y'all ridden in the summer? We've had good water all year. Y'all, since about mid-August, it's been very little rain. We're kind of neat. So, y'all, it is the river. The houses are up mainly because, yes, this is the river, and it gets a matter of if the wind is flooded in. For the most part, guys, the elevation through here is kind of up to a common elevation. They all go up to the highest on the record. It goes back to the early 1900s up underneath. And they go a couple of feet above that elevation. You can go higher. And y'all, they're very much above. The highest water we've had in recent memory was 2016. That was caused by the Army Corps engineers. It was a big screw up they had. We're controlled by the Fort Worth. Now this water will take you through Jefferson. It will take you about 5 miles on the other side of Jefferson. It will take you right to the spillway of the Army Corps of Engineers Lake. Oh, Lake of Fire. This will take you right up to the Some idiots in Fort Worth sit down in a control, and we were full, Lake of the Pines was full. They looked at a 10-day forecast, and we had a lot of rain coming in the next 10 days. 1 hour notice, they threw the floodgates wide open, Lake of the Pines. Y'all, the flooding down here was bad. In our office alone, it was up to your legs. I can't, they declared it a disaster area. They wanted us to take out a federal loan for damages. One of the stipulations is, guys, you had to Believe it or not, you had to get flood insurance to get the FEMA loan. Everybody just said, leave, we will figure this out. They had metal bins with armoires, couches, some of the most beautiful furniture and everything. It was just, anyway, so it is prone to flood. Hang on just a second. All right, the General Lee. Okay, guys, you see this right here? I can't go past this. About a month ago, 3 weeks, there were 3 rentals right there, and somebody in the middle rental drug a metal little firebox, and y'all, they built too big of a fire, caught the middle one on fire. It burned so hot, so fast, it burned the rentals down on both sides of it. Now the insurance companies are arguing who pays what, but we lost 3 rentals. So I can't go past there about this. Anyway, all right, guys. Y'all seen the bears, y'all seen the videos. Don't mind 55. What? We walk in the big ears and start digging on their calls and on the plank that comes here. So it is the gators along, they avoid, they avoid as close as I can get to them. It's like 40, 50. All right, all this over here is property, about 1975 to
Wow.
1985. 10 years, Disney had a soft lease on this property out here. They had an old set out there that finally rotted down. They did after-school specials, and they did a lot of movies. But y'all, that was Disney was G-rated back then. You know, today, if you sit your kid in front of you, they may learn something. You may have to talk them back from. But this was the old Disney out here, guys. They did a series in here, Huck Finn, the Mark Twain
Yes.
writing, Samuel Clemens. I forgot the little Disney heartthrob at the time, okay? Who he was, but his partner in crime was a very young Jodie Foster. And they were running around in here barefoot, overalls, just stood in for the Mississippi Gulf. So they have done a ton. They did Big Bad John, with Jimmy Dean, Ned Beatty of Deliverance Pack.
Was it Jody Whittaker?
You know, I am ranking. I
Was
need
the
to
boy
look
on
this up.
Tool Time?
Huh?
The little boy on Tool Time?
Yeah, I
Jonathan
need.
Taylor Thomas.
It wouldn't have
I
been.
think, yeah, he's too young.
He's too young, but I think he did a Mark
would,
Twain.
he would. Because Jody was like 12 or 13 there. Jody, she looked really young.
Yeah.
Do what? Oh yeah, him. Yeah.
Jody Whittaker.
It might have been. It might. I'll be sure to look that up. They did one more. They did several. Y'all, it's called Soggy Bottoms USA. It had the old cowboy actor Ben Johnson, and in the same movie, a very young Don Johnson. No, don't see. I knew that would happen. My wife. Oh, Don Johnson. That's a magic
Sorry.
word.